I wanted to ask you about this idea that, basically to be a good German, to be a patriot means to support Israel. I think that'll be quite confusing to a lot of people. Can you help us understand this? I mean, I remember in a visit to Israel after October the 7th, German Chancellor Olaf Scholz said, in difficult times, Germany has only one place by Israel's side. We've heard various statements. Angela Merkel told the Israeli Knesset that Israel's security is part of Germany's raison d'être.
Staatsräson, they call it, yeah.
Can you explain why Germany's reason for being would be Israel?
It's bizarre, isn't it? I mean, this idea of Staatsräson, reason of state, is kind of this pre-democratic idea, actually. It's not one that's used in political theory very often. But if you have one, then it's the existence of your own state. Whereas Germany has kind of redefined itself as always linked to Israel. And the reason that Germany exists partly is to defend Israel. So, considering Israel hasn't been around for that long, I think that is quite strange. And considering everything we've seen, do we really want Europe's biggest country sort of linked forever with Israel, despite the fact that, whatever you think of the early days of Israel, it's going on a path where it's radicalizing much further and, starting wars with many of its neighbors. Do we really want Germany to be linked to that? Now, this idea of a reason of state is very controversial, and it's one that's not even found in the Constitution, right? It's not found anywhere other than political speech. After Merkel made that speech to the Knesset, I believe it was 2008, there were people who wrote to, a lot of MPs wrote to the Bundestag in her office and said, listen, what does this mean? Because this is news to me. But this is one of those cases where it was such a catchy phrase that it kind of became reality. And I think, because it's not codified, that means you can't challenge it. And I think that's actually very worrying because ultimately Germany's meant to be a constitutional democracy. They have this idea that they're patriotic, not about the country, but about the constitution, Verfassungspatriotismus it's called. And it comes from, a well-known philosopher. And then it's almost been sacrificed, this idea, at the altar of Staatsräson or of German Zionism, ultimately.